All praises, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, Hasham, Yahawashi, Hasham, Rakakwadash.
I want to give double honors to our apostles at Great Millstone who taught us His truth, and a sincere shalom to the elect out there teaching His truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. All right, this live stream is going to be titled, well, basically what Apostle Tahar coined the year 2022. He coined it as the year of Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi, turning up. And that's what Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi is doing right now. He was turning up in 2021. But he's going to be turning up, especially in 2022, because if you've been paying attention, 2019 got a lot worse, 2020 got a lot worse, 2021 got a lot worse, and now 2022 is going to get a lot worse. And us brothers, we live in
West New York.
Yeah, we live in New York State, and this is like one of the more oppressive states to live in here in Babylon. Along with California, it seems like we're like we're under the most what do they call them, restrictions.
Yeah.
We're definitely under the most restrictions, and during this New York legislative season, in a couple days, I believe it starts the 5th, they're going to be voting on some insane bills, man. One of them is you can't get health care unless you got the sauce. Okay, I got to remember we're on YouTube. We gotta We gotta speak in code when we're on YouTube. When we're on Odyssey, we say whatever the hell we want. But man, you got to get the sauce in order to get health care. Okay.
And that goes into those draconian laws that they pass, which shows the nature of the system.
And then there's one where which is basically like an upgrade to the, what is it, A099 bill that they tried pushing last year, which was basically if the government wants, they could basically detain you, considering you a public health risk.
Are you talking about the Assembly bill? Yeah.
And then last but not least, there's one that I heard about that they're basically if your business has more than 50 employees, your employees have to get the sauce in New York State, or they can't do business in New York State, or you can't work for that company. But we're gonna wait and see. We don't want to jump the gun to see which ones pass and which ones fail. Okay, but we know how this devil works. Just because these types of bills are up for voting, okay, just voting alone, even if they fail, it just goes to show you the intentions of this devil, man.
Yeah.
Because 10 years ago, if they would have brought this shit up 20 years ago, they would have been told fuck you, we're not going to vote on this. They wouldn't have got the sponsors.
Yeah, but a few cities and states, it's already set in stone. Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York City, along with other places, it's already set in stone. Once a certain day hit, if you don't show proof of that sauce, you can't conduct business here or work here. So it's already set in stone for certain places, starting at the end of January and the beginning of February.
Well, they already had people in New York City that got arrested for protesting. They were going inside, like, what was it, Panera Bread that guy got arrested at? Where he didn't have his jab passport, and he went and tried to purchase something there out of protest. And the cops, they sent like 20 cops to arrest this one fucking dude. And then they said something like, "Oh, we're just doing our job, sir." And then I think he said something like, "Well, last summer when all the people were protesting and spitting on you and throwing shit at you, were you doing your job then when you stood there and didn't do shit?" So that's, in fact, I'm going to get this in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. We'll start with that.
And in New York City as well, when they kicked out that woman and her children. I know y'all see that.
Yeah, we'll bring that up.
It was all on the news. They kicked that woman and that kid out, talking about the kid traumatized now because they didn't show their vaccine. They didn't show their juice passport.
This is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself." Hold on deck. What did I ask for earlier? Isaiah
26.
No,
Isaiah 46?
42 or 49. You was.
42 and 46.
Yeah, 46 and 10 and 42 and 9. He answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told you before." So not all the signs, just part. Okay? That's how diligently we got to measure what's going on right now. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? And if you go back to the book of Genesis, okay, when the Lord destroyed the earth the first time with the flood, okay, people were doing outrageous shit. They were doing outrageous shit just like they are today. So the world's got to be destroyed again. Therefore, then there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. And that's an uproar of the people, man.
Yeah.
You got people protesting against the mandates. They're attacking cops in certain cities around the planet. Okay, so in some cities, the cops are joining the protesters. So they got to get the military involved.
I was just reading last night in Chicago. It was 800 homicides in 2021, and up to 75 police officers got shot or shot at. Speaking on the police situation.
And then Chicago is one of those cities where they're about to start up the no jab, no job thing. No business,
no
commerce.
Gym, no movies, no restaurants, no none of that. Shit might just be the grocery store and that's it.
Sit your ass in the house and eat. we know that's when everybody's gonna go fucking crazy,
Hell
man.
yeah.
When Esau crosses that line and says you can't purchase necessities no more. See, now people will be like, well, I just won't go to the football games or the basketball games, or
I'll stay at home
or just watch it on the idiot box, or okay, I just won't go to restaurants, just get DoorDash or whatever. But pretty soon that's all coming to an end, man. It's all coming to an end soon. And once Esau crosses that line, that's when the uproars of the people in the world are going to start multiplying, man.
Yep. I got this too.
All right. Bring out Isaiah first.
Okay. This is Isaiah chapter 46, verse 10. It reads, "Declare the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure."
Right.
Calling a ravenous bird from the east, and man that executeth my counsel from a far country. Yeah, I have spoken it, I will also bring it to pass.
So the Lord said he's going to bring these things to pass.
He said he spoke and he will bring it to pass, just like Isaiah chapter 55. My words does not return unto me void. Wherever I send them, it's accomplished. The Lord says it's going to be a famine. It's going to be a famine. It's going to be mass death. It's going to be mass death. A few shall be saved. Only a few will be saved.
And he said, what does it say in the 10th verse? Declaring the end from the beginning. So all this was set in stone. Okay? This is all written. This is all going to come to pass.
And speaking on the beginning, this is script from Genesis, the beginning. Genesis chapter 6, verse 11. The earth also was corrupt before Yahawah, and the earth was filled with violence. Is not the earth corrupt right now? Is not the world filled with violence and being more and more filled with violence as these days goes on. Ever since 2019, the homicides and violence and assaults and crime has gone up over 100%. Deaths, rapes, domestic violence, homicides, suicides, opioid deaths. It's a whole opioid pandemic.
And if you got people out there telling you that things are getting better, then they're not coming in the right spirit.
Yeah, they're not coming in the right spirit. They're not paying attention to what's going on around them. And Yahawah looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth.
All flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And we could see the corruption of the Most High's ways, man. Okay? You got everybody just declaring their sin as Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Especially our people. Okay?
Yeah.
And even the ones that don't do that, they support it. It's just as bad.
If I can add, the brother brought that out in Genesis, but you know, the scriptures say that there's nothing new under the sun. So you know, these things are coming to pass again. When you go into the book of Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse, it reads, "A time to love, a time and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace." So right now we're living in that time of war, you know, but then comes the peace. But right now the point is, like we're harping on, is that we're living in a time of war and great destruction right now.
As in the days of Noah.
As in the days of Noah.
As in the days of Noah, that it was the days everyone was corrupt and the world was filled with violence.
That's right.
We just, as in the days of Noah, now everyone's corrupt. Not everyone, but most people are corrupt. The world is filled with violence, and everyone's eating and drinking and giving in marriage and having sex and committing adultery and so many other vain things, giving unto vanity. Social media play a large part in vanity, idolatry, adultery, because everybody live through a lot of people live through social media now, and it's basically all self-love, especially with these women. They stay in front of the camera, taking pictures, shaking their ass, and it's like vainglory,
Yep.
These people worship themselves, man, especially these younger girls, man. Because if you're a good-looking woman and you're past the flower of your age, all you got to do is you got it made, man.
Yeah.
In this society, all you got to do is just put some risky pictures or video clips of you out there on the internet, and you'll have a whole
lot of
fan
attention.
base. A whole fan base. You'll never have to work again in your fucking life.
Likes, comments, attention. Attention is a big thing with people. Some people just can't go without attention.
Right.
That's men too.
It's this thing. It's a term out there called attention whores.
Yeah.
They just want attention. And it's
Same with men. Clout chasing.
Yeah.
You just gotta be that guy. You just gotta be seen. You just gotta be heard.
And then these girls got they got all these Arabs and East Indians on there promising them in the world if they just come to the Middle East. Well, there was a situation that happened where just a couple days ago, actually, an Instagram model flew over to some Middle Eastern country to go party with some billionaire oil tycoon or prince or whatever the fuck it was. And she's claiming that they gang raped her or something. Well, I mean, what the hell are you doing going over there in the first place? All kinds of tats.
It's different over there. They're not gonna come to your rescue like how they come to your rescue here in Babylon.
No, they're not. If anything, if you get gang raped in one of them countries, it's your fault.
I mean, she presented herself as a whore anyways.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how they treated her. Because out there in the Middle East, man, they real strict with their women. They don't allow and too many places over there, women to be walking around with their head uncovered, you know,
or wearing revealing clothing.
Right. So if she go over there, they're gonna treat her exactly how she conducts herself. So you know she had it coming, but she was just too dumb to realize it.
Hey, you know, that which someone soweth, that they shall also reap. You want to give off that whorish vibration, you're gonna, you know, they're gonna treat you exactly how that vibration you get off, man. And that's going on in Europe a lot, because they had a lot of the migrants going up there, a lot of refugees.
Yeah, all them rape cases.
Yeah, and all them rape cases are going on, and that's been going on for a couple of years. Okay.
The rape got real bad in India too.
And not only that, there's been a lot of abductions, like Pizzagate. That thing is real, man. They brought it out for a little bit, and then they just swept it under the rug, and everybody forgot about it. You know, but you know, there's a lot of wickedness going on.
Well, look what they're doing with this Ghislaine Maxwell case, right? She fucking she was one of the she was like the head recruiter for Jeffrey Epstein, and now they're wondering, everybody's questioning, okay, so she's going to jail. Well, what about all those kids that got sold? What do they got, like 700 kids on record that got sold? Where'd they go? Who bought those kids? Who bought those little girls? Why aren't they being prosecuted?
Hey, well, the scriptures say they are not in trouble as other men. I'm gonna get that. You know.
Then you have the situation where Prince Andrew and of the British royal family, he's flipping out because he thinks that she's gonna tell on him or something because she don't like him or some shit. And that was on ABC News.
This is Psalms chapter 73 verse 5. I'm gonna see if I can get the whole chapter so we can get more. It reads, Psalms chapter 73 verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
Right. So they get the fall guy, they send them to jail. And then the rest of them just get off scot-free. Okay? No Hakuma Matata, no worries.
Right.
You even got Mark Zuckerberg, or Mark Kuiperberg, or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, right.
He did a Twitter post from that Lolita Island.
Oh,
he left his location on, and they tagged it in the corner. And he was talking about adrenochrome. So how much more evidence do you people need that the fucking devil's in control, man? Right. This is the same devil that's coming out with all this legislation.
Continue.
Yeah.
Verse 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness.
Right, their eyes stand out with fatness. These people got actual money. I mean, they got so many assets and reserves. Dollar fails, it's just another day to them. They might lose a little bit, but they're still stocked up with gold, silver, real estate,
oil.
Yeah, oil, probably other kinds of goods like corn and wheat and other metals and things like that.
People.
Right.
Yeah, people.
Slaves.
They call it, they got a fancy word for people like that. They call them human capital. Which is a fancy word for a fucking slave, man.
Wow. Verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than Slaki. Let me read this over. Verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart wish.
Their heart
could wish. It's really
yeah, they have more than heart could wish.
Yeah. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully.
Read that last part again.
They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily.
Right, softly. Okay. Right, loftily, but they speak softly concerning concerning all the oppressive things that they do, man. And you see that going on today, man. They're talking down to the people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They're basically saying that these restrictions are for your own good, or we gotta protect the sauced from the unsauced. Okay. If you got the sauce, why should it fucking matter if I got the sauce or not?
Right.
How are you gonna tell the guy who's got 3 children, who's worked at a job for 25 years, maybe 20 years, how you gonna tell him, well, if you don't get this by that date, you got to do something else, you know? And it's a lot of pressure on these business owners, because these business owners, they don't want to do that shit. And that's why on January, what was it, the 7th? I mentioned earlier, yeah, January 7th, that's when the Supreme Court is going to hear this shit, because a lot of these businesses got together and are suing the Biden administration over these mandates, man. And we know that the scriptures say that what? A house divided against itself shall not stand.
And that's going back to the Lord turning up, because the division is going to get greater.
Mm-hmm.
The unjabbed against the jabbed, the protests.
It's gonna get a lot
more hectic. These businesses suing the government. These tensions with these countries, Russia, the U.S., China, and now you got Israel talking big shit, talking about they could hit Iran without any permission. And you know that'll bring.
Well, hey, this year is a very serious election year. So be ready, because in the summer, Black Lives Matter is going to be out there again, stirring the shit. Yep, they're going to follow right along with it. You watch, there wasn't no police shootings in 2021, right?
Well, they didn't broadcast it as much.
Yeah, but now there's gonna be police shootings all the time, and they're gonna be back out there.
Jacob's trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And they bumped up the 5G release date from January 5th to the 17th, I believe, for like 2 weeks. So about the 20th or 21st or something like that. So they bumped up the 5G, but once they release the 5G, we go wait and see what that do. We know that's gonna cause some kind of effect on the people that got that sauce, probably.
And that's why they were saying in the media that the flu is making a comeback. It was dead last year, but now all of a sudden it's making a fucking comeback. That's because a lot of that radiation gives you flu-like symptoms.
Mm-hmm. And over there in the Middle East and other countries, it's a big scare about the bird flu spreading. And in Israel as well, so there's a lot of big news going on about the bird flu. And they said if that bird flu get out of hand, the fatality rate will be a lot worse than what this CV is doing.
Yeah, because this is just the exercise.
Yeah, that bird flu, that's something serious right there. That's real. That'll take people out for real.
I want to bring that out.
This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
Breakdown.
And this is going into like Jacob's trouble, man. The more the Lord allows this place to prolong, the more the plagues are gonna start hitting the world more stronger, and this devil it knows that he has a shorter time, and he's gonna come down with even more great wrath. So ultimately, it's just gonna get worse from here on out.
And if that's Eve turning up, that's the Lord ultimate. That's the Lord turning up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was left up to Esau's will, okay, if he had his own will, he would do this shit like chess. He'd do it piece by piece by piece by piece.
Take his time with it.
Yeah, take his time with it. Because that's how he did things in the past, and it always worked for him.
That's how we got to where we at now. This didn't happen overnight. This was here a little, there a little. You know, took the time with it. And now he know he got great. Now he know he got a short time. So now he about to just force the shit and go ape shit.
Yeah. And just like we said, you know, that's going back to the Lord. He is controlling these kings to stir this whole thing up, you know. And to prove that, we have the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
You remember earlier this year, they were spoiling people to get the jab. And now they're kind of putting the pressure on. That was all the Lord making this devil flip.
Yep.
Revealing himself, revealing his true intentions. Okay, they were giving out the stimulus money. Where they have de Blasio out there fucking eating hamburgers and fries or whatever. Yeah. Even now, if you're in NYC and you want the sauce, they will come to your fucking house or apartment
and
give you the shot and give you $100. It's come on, man.
Down in Louisiana, you get free crawfish.
And we have to ask this question, you know, why is this devil going to the extent of doing all of these things just to give you this
and this shit don't work.
And it don't even work.
It's like, why are you so nice to me now?
Right. We have to ask that question.
And then you got physicians or doctors, you know, that are coming out against the government saying, why is this the only option?
Right.
Somebody who does medical care is supposed to look at all options on the table. The ivermectins, the HCQs, right? The Regeneron, all those treatments, or even the new pill that they got, or natural remedy, zinc, vitamin D.
Right.
All a real physician is supposed to look at everything that could possibly work. Okay, but Esau don't let him do that. It's the jab or no way. So these doctors that have been under a lot of stress the past 2 years over this whole thing, you know, they've been seeing people die. Emergency rooms been overpopulated. They're short-staffed. They're just stressed the fuck out all the time.
Yeah. Some of them quit just because they know the truth.
This whole thing has problem, reaction, solution written all over it. You know, and we know why, because this whole thing is a prelude to what's to come, to a bigger prophecy that needs to come to pass. You know, written in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. Okay,
because their goal is the new world order.
That's it.
That's what it's all about. Well, I mean, for Esau, it's all about that, creating that new world order. For us, it's all about the kingdom of heaven, man.
A new heaven and a new earth.
Wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's right.
Instead of this garbage, man.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Because this is not profitable, man. This is very destructive.
This is
not just towards the people, but look at the earth. Look at the earth, man. They said that the earth is so fucked up that there's glaciers breaking off of Antarctica.
Yeah.
You know, there's glaciers breaking off of Antarctica, man. I mean, and they're saying that depending on where they float, it could cause massive coastal flooding.
Yeah.
Imagine a giant ass fucking glacier the size of a damn island just goes into a countryside somewhere.
This is one glacier, they said once it break off, it's gonna bring up the entire sea level up a certain amount. I don't know if it was an inch or two, but
they said 18 centimeters.
Yeah, like
yo, and just a little is a lot. You know,
I mean, the entire sea level, like you just bring it up.
Not just part of it, but the entire.
Yeah,
you know, that's a lot of water.
New Orleans is fucked.
Yeah,
New Orleans is through.
A lot of places are going to be underwater.
Miami Beach is through.
Yep.
If you living by a beach, there ain't gonna be no beach there.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely.
Is that all?
Yeah, that was pretty much.
This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator, and this is addressed to you Israelites, okay? Because you got a lot of people, the other nations, that are against the New World Order. Listen, man, that's cool, but you're still not of our people. Okay, you're still not going to enjoy the benefits of the kingdom of heaven.
Nope.
It's not your inheritance. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So you got to ask yourself, I mean, they're pretty much here, man. If you're not woken up by now, it's not looking good for you, okay? Nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Well, the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And they are trembling, man.
Yep.
Here it is, Esau's doing all these mandates and pushing all these restrictions, and at the same time they're backing off on some of them too.
And also, if I can add, that also goes into Second Measures, the 16th chapter. With that great insurrection, which we'll get it later.
Yeah, the great insurrection against those that fear the Lord.
Yeah.
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. The grinders, I mean, look at the supply chain problems. How much more is it gonna be? How much worse is it gonna be in the coming weeks that these mandates all go through?
And this a bad shortage of workers everywhere right now.
Yeah,
It's
nursing homes, hospitals, restaurants, plants, factories. Like
it's so bad at my restaurant. This whole year we've been hiring mentally handicapped people.
Yeah, like
because it's the only people that'll fucking show up.
Like it's
been hiring retards, man. And it's like that all over the place. You got to resort to retards, warm bodies.
Yeah. At this point, some certain jobs that was hard to get, you could just kind of just walk into right now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to like plants and factories, it'll be a waiting list, so you got to hope for them to get back to you. Now, shit, they need bodies.
And that's prophecy going back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said,
because they are few.
Yeah, like you said, restaurants, fucking delivery drivers, all types of workers is needed right now. But a lot of people don't want to work. Some people got comfortable after that unemployment situation. When they was handing out them checks, which they ain't handing out them checks no more, I don't think.
No.
They're not handing them checks out. But shit, imagine if they were still handing out them unemployment checks.
Well, some people smartened up and said, I ain't got a slave for nobody no more, and now they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
They're self-employed.
Yeah, a lot of people did that.
But eventually Esau find a way to turn that off too.
Yep.
And the only way you're gonna get through this is through Yahawah and Yahawashi.
That's right.
All right. And the scriptures say, pray your flight be not in winter.
Mm-hmm.
So really the Lord is telling us, just make it through this dark winter.
It's gonna be a bad winter.
It is.
And I know somebody personally that told me it's National Guard and military people working at the hospital that they working at.
Because they have such a shortage.
Because it's such a shortage.
Now what happens?
So now I know people that's seeing it with they naked eye.
And this is going on all over the country. So what happens if there's an emergency where they need the National Guard?
You actually need them.
Yeah.
Instead of cleaning toilets and being CNAs and helping out with the elderly and the sick.
Because National Guard, man, they help out with protests. They help out with riots. They help out with
crowd control.
crowd control. They help out with natural disasters. A lot of people don't know that.
Well, we know all through the spirit what's gonna happen. They're gonna bring in martial law. They're gonna set up the concentration camps, and that's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna read this verse again. And the day, Ecclesiastes 12:3. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low. You got closed businesses all over the damn place, man. I seen this one restaurant owner. He said he didn't have a dishwasher for all of 2021. He's back there himself doing the shit.
Finally got one.
Yeah, he finally got one. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And it's, they're not singing a happy song anymore. In fact, I'm gonna get that. What is that? Isaiah 25.
You don't hear "Make America Great Again" anymore. Like the hope of these people is withering away. Because this devil is coming down, and he's putting the pressure on these people to do what they don't want to do.
Yeah, to comply with their system.
Right.
And that's when people start pushing back eventually.
Yep. Bringing forth those draconian laws, which is basically laws that are like absurd,
ridiculous.
Harsh. Yep.
And they already been practicing those draconian measures and laws in other countries.
Yep. Like
Canada,
Australia,
New Zealand, Germany,
mm-hmm.
Austria.
Canada, you said Canada too, right? And it's only a matter of time till those things come here, man.
And it's interesting because America is, like we always say, America is like 50 different small countries inside one nation. There's a lot of different. You go for the different parts of this country, man, and people have a different mindset. Like a lot of the shit that they're trying up here in New York, they wouldn't even think about trying down in Florida right now. Or Texas,
right? Especially Texas,
or even in Georgia, they're bringing a lot of that shit back.
Yeah, them southern states. But now you say the Northeast and the West Coast, they pretty much all for it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Esau's coming forth, just with those enchantments, man. Keep on enchanting the same old thing on the news, and more people are beginning to just go with the whole the programming.
Because pretty much everybody's known somebody that's died of COVID at this point.
Right.
Someone in your family that's
or know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, like an uncle or an auntie or a cousin or something, or brother, sister, parents, grandparents. Everybody's pretty much met somebody that's, passed away from it. So they use those deaths as a way to push fear on people, man. Fear. It's fear porn. That's all it is. This is Isaiah.
Shalom.
Hey, shalom. This is Isaiah 24:7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. And that new wine is talking about the ways of this world, man. Wine represents philosophies, and these people, they're all about these worldly philosophies, man. Mm-hmm. It seems like there's only two opinions out there that are acceptable.
Right.
Divide and conquer. It's a simple solution that's worked for a long time. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that all this stuff is documented.
Yeah.
People that lived before the invention of the internet, would have loved to have all this documentation available. Operation Lockstep, shit like that. It's all public information. I'm sure people in Nazi Germany would have loved to know, you know, about these tactics, about Hegelian dialectic, about problem, reaction, solution, about red herrings. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry hearted do sigh, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Mm-hmm.
The city of confusion. Well, hey, because, you know, when you drink because you're having a bad day, and when you drink because you're, you know, trying to chill,
Try to uplift you.
it's a completely different feeling, man. The liquor tastes different.
But now they gonna be drinking them bitterness and shit. From experience, if you going through something, sometimes drinking could make it worse.
It absolutely can.
You know?
Because I mean, it's one thing to say, I want something hard tonight. Fuck this shit. I'm pissed off at the world. And it's another thing to say, oh, we got a couple brothers over. Let's eat shake a shit.
Yeah,
Right.
It's a completely different spirit.
yeah. Because now people gonna be drinking out of depression
Mm-hmm.
and stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Notice
that-
how they never
and-
shut down the liquor stores during the lockdown.
And that's when it's not fun no more. When you're drinking out of depression and being stressed and being depressed, that's when it's not fun no more. Now it's like,
You can't really escape reality.
yeah,
the
you
way
ain't
want
escape,
to.
yeah, you can't. You're not escaping reality how you want to. Now you just getting deeper into your fucking depression.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Boarded up businesses all over the damn place.
Hey,
Empty buildings.
brothers in show videos of they downtown areas on how it's just dead. It's
Mhm.
quiet.
Ghost town.
You know, it's ghost town. It ain't as lit and lively as it once was, with the streets full of people walking on the sidewalks and cars driving by and businesses and stores open. It ain't the same, because now the stores is closed down. Now the sidewalks is empty. Now it ain't too many cars driving by. Now it's just shit ain't the same no more.
I remember a few years ago when we had camp, man. It was
Yeah,
people all over the fucking place.
downtown
We
Buffalo.
actually had to watch our backs back then.
Yeah, downtown Buffalo. It was mad people on the train. We seen hundreds of people go past us every time we was out there. Hundreds.
Yeah, hold that. And now there's pretty much only people down there if there's something going on, or there's like a
And
baseball game or a hockey game or
And
something.
that's
Those people ain't trying to hear nothing.
Yeah. The Sabres games. We used to see hella people going. We knew when there was a Sabres game, it'd be flooded down there. Now it's like,
Now you gotta get jabbed to even go to a
Yeah.
damn hockey game.
I want to bring out the scripture that the brother Zion put on the comment board.
Yeah.
Because this plays a big part on, you know, the state of the people, because this is a spiritual warfare going on, and you know, Esau is pushing out a lot of these vibrations that are affecting the people in a negative manner. You know, so this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, and verse 12. It reads, "Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail."
And there's a lot of those multitude of sorceries, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's at every angle. They're bringing them sorceries.
Yep.
You see a popular dance online, it more than likely goes back to Egypt or Babylon, or they're putting a spell on you.
Right.
Okay?
And they keep on just playing it over and over and over on the television, and it's like, before you know it, you're doing the dance. You know.
Hey, there's one guy I forgot. He's a famous conspiracy theorist. He said that Esau mastered psychology in the 1920s.
Mm.
He mastered psychology in the 1920s, and all those tactics that he's doing now were from guys like Sigmund Freud, who are, household names now. But really, they were just some fucking devils that came up with ways to control people. And now they act like Sigmund Freud is the best fucking philosopher to ever walk the planet. When really, he was just a damn maniac who came up with solutions to control people.
A devil.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the word devil, it goes back to the Latin word diablos, which means deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
And getting in what Yahshua was saying, those people had methods of controlling people. So those were literal devils. Like literally devils.
Mm-hmm. And what was it? Aldous Huxley. He came out with that book, Brave New World, and he said that the easiest way to enslave people was by overwhelming them with pleasures. Okay? Because if you overwhelm them with pleasures, they'll never want to leave the society, man.
Some opioids in the brain.
And we're seeing that. The dopamine.
Dopamine.
Right, dopamine.
Yeah, because they found a way to get people. Because before, they basically just found out a way to drug you naturally, and keep you wanting to stay in that.
You got to stimulate their mind
mentality, right. And when that happens, you don't want to leave that environment.
Mm-hmm. That's why they kept television around. Okay, at first when televisions came out, companies that made televisions were losing a lot of money. So governments had to get together and say, you know what, this is a big propaganda tool right here. We could get inside everybody's living room, and control them. And they even made the frequencies of the television to where they could put subliminal messages in it. 60 hertz. You go to any other country, they don't got 60 hertz. They fuck with the refresh rate, man.
Yeah. And I wanted to add, and this is why the scriptures say, "Stand now with thy enchantments," because everything else is failing. You got the economic system failing. You got everything else failing. But Esau is keeping this thing going. Is keeping this country going. Babylon the Great. Through their sorceries, but it's not going to be enough to keep it afloat. Ultimately, let me read it again.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 47 verse 12 again. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitudes of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail.
No, hey, even the names of these variants is are sorceries.
Mm-hmm.
You had Delta, now you got the Omicron. You had the Mu strain. Then there's probably gonna be an Omega strain from what I've read.
Yeah, I see that too.
There's so many different strains, man. Well, hey,
we see that Omega strain, we'll be like, oh yeah, this shit is this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's already done, but like they overkill it right now.
Yeah.
Let me get on.
Yeah.
Shalom to the Akim on the comment board. Let's see if that is on the tweet.
Let me finish up on this. This is Isaiah 24 and 10. What were you holding?
Well, I had something, talking about watching for the Lord.
This is Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up. that no man may come in. And this place is broken down. Okay, just look at how fucked this supply chain is. Look at the prices of everything, man. The damn grocery bills doubled over the last year.
Yeah.
1 year. I used to get this one food item. Okay, at the beginning of 2021, it was $2.99, and now the shit's like $4.29. It's probably soon to be $4.50 or $4.49 or whatever.
Yeah, man, inflation is definitely on the rise.
That's a hell of a lot better than the couple percent that the Federal Reserve is telling you. You know, you look at beef. Beef is damn near a luxury item unless you want some cheap crap that nobody wants. You know.
I don't know already.
Like those what do they call them? The stir fry strips that nobody wants. The ends of the cow that nobody wants. Okay? And then you got all kinds of shrinkflation going on. You know, companies are using less plastic in their packaging. They're making their aluminum cans thinner. You know, you go and you get latex gloves these days. Half the damn thing's got holes in them.
Or like you said with the shrinkflation, you paying the same price, but instead of getting 20 ounces, now you're getting 16 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of a 16-ounce bag of cereal, now it's a 12-ounce bag of cereal.
That's like what Rome used to do with their gold coins. You know, they used to make them smaller. You know,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They put more copper in them.
it's the same size box, but on the inside, it's less ounces of product in it.
Mm-hmm. Or they or you got meat that's 10% solution, basically filling it up with fluids and selling it at the same weight for that price. You know, little things like that. Okay, they all contribute. They all contribute because people are barely making it by. People are barely making it by. You know, and it's only going to get worse. All we got to do is see what's going to happen in this next week or two, man. This next week or two is going to be very telling.
Yeah, this winter gonna be real.
Yeah, I perceive that there's gonna be another lockdown. You know, like very soon, like within the next month. And that's just me speaking as a man.
You know what it is? They're not even gonna necessarily have to do lockdowns. It'll be restrictions. So I guess you could say /lockdown. It'd be a lockdown for the unjabbed.
And that's what Aldous Huxley was getting in Brave New World, his book, man. He said you create so many restrictions, but you keep a little bit of pleasure so that they don't know that they're locked down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's deception.
You know? It's like
deception.
Heavy. The movies are still open. The restaurants are still open. The gyms are still open. It's just
that's slick.
You can't go if you don't comply. If you comply, you can go ahead, go to the bar, go to the movies, go out to eat, go shopping, do what you want to do if you comply. But if you don't comply, you gotta stay in the house.
Hey, they even make people in North Korea think that they're free.
Right.
Yeah.
China too.
Yeah, they make. I'm in.
People love to sell. I guess we living in China now.
I got a lot of. I'm in a lot of crypto chats for some investments that I'm involved in, and them Chinese, man, they think they're free as fuck. They really do think that though.
But that's the them slowly bringing forth passing laws little by little. You know.
Mm-hmm. Here in China, if there's a COVID case, I seen this one shit where someone tested positive at an airport, and all the people, when they heard that, they started rushing out the airport.
Yeah.
Because they know what happens if you get caught positive there. Because China fudges the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You get caught positive, you might be going to a camp somewhere. Or they might just execute your ass. Or what were they doing during 2020?
It was trapping people in them buildings.
Yeah. In 2020, they were making people live in their homes. little ass apartments in China, man. You can't leave except for necessities.
And them apartments be the size of this room. If it's not smaller, shit.
They were sending the military out there, going door to door, and people that were political opponents against the Chinese government, they weren't leaving food at their doorsteps and starving them.
And this is how Esau is able to do this thing. You know, he makes it seem like it's okay. Like, oh, it's just a mask. You just gotta wear a mask when you go inside of the store. Oh, it's just a test, a mouth swab. It's just sticking a stick up your brain,
moving the goalposts.
Yeah, just moving the goalposts little by little, and people. They just go along with the get along.
2 weeks to flatten the curve became a year and a half.
Yeah, man.
If everybody gets the jab, we'll be out of it by the end of 2021. That's what Fauci said.
Right.
He said if you get the jab, you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about catching it. If you do get it, you're going to be a breakthrough case. Remember that breakthrough cases? It was rare to get this if you have the jab, but now everybody who's got the jab is getting it.
But before that, you didn't even have to get the jab. They switch up.
And now everybody's got to wear masks all over again.
And there's videos of that. He switched up. First, you didn't have to get the jab. Now you got to get the jab. And then it was you shouldn't have to force people to get the jab. Now it's you should force people to get the jab.
And now Fauci is saying, now he's basically saying, if you're jabbed, you might want to look at not being, separating yourselves from
your family.
From the unjabbed. Like, look at this old. And now you got people on TikTok and Facebook putting up clips of this guy from decades ago. Some of the bullshit he's saying, man. He's a walking contradiction. You don't know what the hell he's talking about. He's probably not even a damn doctor. He's probably just some spokesperson with a little medical knowledge.
And we getting to that point. We didn't go want to be around the jab any fucking way. So it ain't even gonna be them. It's gonna be us. We gonna be like, I don't even want to be around you. I can't talk to you. I can't tell you nothing. You already done.
Yeah.
You done. Yeah. You finished. You've been compromised.
Now is the time to get into that mentality that you're gonna have to separate yourselves from those people. And I'm not even saying now, but it's been time.
Yeah, it's spiritual that our apostles have been harping that on us since we came in the truth. Yo, all them people
like you might have to separate from your family, your friends, of the world, and all of that. We was already supposed to be kind of shying away from them, Not on no ignorant shit, but like this.
Because they going a whole nother angle. They drifting off to a whole nother angle. You can't drift with them.
Right.
You gotta stay in your post and go the other way, because they going into a place where they gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, you gotta deal with them with a long stick.
Yeah, from a distance. The blind. The scriptures say the blind leadeth the blind, and they both fall into the ditch. We can't go following them because they following the devil.
They worshiping the image of the beast.
This is why the scriptures say in the 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, measure thou the times diligently in itself. You got to walk circumspectly, and you got to, watch for the signs that the Lord gave you, because it's for your salvation.
Hey, it's a new moon tonight. It's a new moon tonight, and this week is gonna be. There's a lot of things coming down the pipe this week, man. A lot of legal things, a lot of mandates coming into effect. We got a meteor shower.
Yep.
And it's been making all the animals act crazy from what I'm researching.
And I was reading this morning, it already been some murders going on, on New Year's Eve, on New Year's Day, murders. A woman getting stabbed to death, rappers getting killed. Another rapper just got killed at his New Year's Eve party at his family's home.
Well, hey, They come in threes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And not to mention, man, yo, these wars. Shit, Russia, Putin gave a speech, a New Year's Eve
Let's bring out a
speech.
couple more that we got.
You know, and it stated, you know, how he go protect his country and do what he got to and do what he got to do.
Yeah, there ain't no mandates in Russia. Here it is. During the Cold War, America kept talking all that shit about how free we are and how Russia is this oppressive communist regime. Well, now Russia gives their people more freedoms than America does, man. So the tide is turned. Okay, that system that's the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment, because you devils here in America, man, you went on this big crusade against communism, but now you're starting to accept it. You know, and you're coming against those who want to be so-called, you know, I'm not going to say free, but left the fuck alone. All right, people just want to be left alone from the hammer of the earth at this point. You know, they're already going through enough shit. The last thing we need is America butting into everybody's damn business over everything, or the UN or NATO.
I want to get Ezekiel 12, where it talks about coming out. They don't think that they're in a time where the Lord's going to destroy this place.
Well, I'm gonna bring this up. This is Mark, chapter 13, verse 32. And I'm gonna start at 31. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
Because they're tried and true. They're going to happen. All right, we brought out at the beginning of the lesson, we bring out Isaiah 46 and 10. Yahawah declared the end from the beginning.
But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father.
So Yahawashi don't even know when he's coming back. Okay? He don't even know exactly when he's coming back. I mean, obviously he's Yahawashi. He has a much better grasp than we do.
Yeah, you got an idea, but you know, you don't know the exact day or the exact hour. But I mean, obviously, if we know it's close, he knows it's close.
Mm-hmm. You know, he's up there on the ready, man.
Yeah, shit, they geared up. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. You gotta watch and pray. I mean, which means you gotta watch prophecy, watch what's going on in the world, watch what's going on in the news. This could go on at the end of this year. It could go on at the beginning of next year. You don't know. That's why you gotta watch and you gotta pray. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch.
Read that again.
For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house.
Kind of like, you know, if you're younger and your parents go on vacation, they trust you to watch over the house while they're gone.
Make sure it's clean, make sure everything all right.
Yeah. Don't be having no parties. That's the beginning of a lot of different Hollywood movies, man. Where the parents go out of town for vacation and they come back and the house is trashed because the kids had a party or
let
some
the dog out.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want your parents to come home and the house is smashed. You ain't let the dog out. He didn't shit and pissed all over the place. The house dirty.
It's empty beer cans all over the fucking place.
Shit broken.
That's Yahawashi don't want to come back to a mess either, man. Or to a destroyed house. Go ahead.
For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. The Lord said, watch, and you ain't watching. That's like, okay, you get stationed at a watchtower, and they're like, yo, all right, watch for this particular thing, or keep an eye out. Look, watch. You ain't watching, and say you get overcame with the enemy or something that came by because you ain't watching, you will get penalized for that because you ain't doing your job. They gonna say, yo, we had you watching. How did this happen? How did these men slide through here and kill all these people? Or you supposed to be watching for this animal? How did this animal
probably is gonna wrap up.
Creep in and go crazy on the village? Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Lest coming suddenly, he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. And what's one of Jake's famous sayings? Hey, yo, man, don't get caught lacking. Don't get caught sleeping.
Slipping.
Yeah, don't get
Slipping,
caught
sleeping.
Yo, you better not get caught sleeping. Oh, shit, he caught you sleeping, yo. Yeah. I mean, somebody sneak you, or somebody steal something from you, or somebody do something to you. So, oh, yo, he just caught you sleeping. Your head wasn't on a swivel. You wasn't watching. You got caught sleeping. Yeah. The Lord said, lest come suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. And we supposed to be watching.
I got a piece of
now more than ever, because we see all of these things coming to pass, and shit is getting real, and we supposed to be paying attention to any little thing, especially every little thing Esau Edom is doing. We supposed to be watching what he doing, watching what he's saying, watching what he doing, and watching the laws and the assemblies and the agendas that he pushing.
So I got a quick precept right here. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. This is from the brother on the comment board. Strive for the mastery.
Yeah, we'll end up with that because it's a good one to end it with.
We're going to close up with this. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
All right, read that again.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that thou walk circumspectly.
Right, circumspectly. Circumspect means to what? Circum is short for what? Circumference. All right, and spec means to what? To spectate, to look, to look around you.
360, look all around you.
Not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Right, not as fools, but as wise. And you got a lot of Israelite groups, which we're not going to get too much in that. We'll be here another hour talking about them guys that are walking as fools and not as wise. Okay, you had the recent example of Fopi, okay, doing that guy saying that absolutely ridiculous adulterous statement, okay, and his leader on the same Zoom call not checking him, okay, or you had well, hey, the Lord put that one guy, that one scoffer to death. He didn't acknowledge he was an Israelite. What's his name? Rap the News.
Yeah, I heard about that. So scoffer getting put to death. I don't know how he got put to death though.
Yeah. I mean, he was just, you scoff, you get put to death. That's right.
I mean, shit, that's
right.
And now it's supposed to start happening at a high rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shit, you might get that thing floating around. You might drop from that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yo, if the Lord turning up, what does that mean for us?
Turn up the volume of judgment. Yeah.
I mean, we gotta turn up too.
Walk circumspectly, even more. So,
I was thinking,
seek ye 10 times more.
Seek him 10 times more. I was thinking heavy yesterday. Lord, the Lord turning up. What that mean for me? What that mean for other brothers? That mean we gotta read more. Mean we gotta study more. Mean we gotta pray more.
We gotta produce more.
Mean we gotta fast more. Mean we gotta produce more. Mean we gotta. examine ourselves more. Be careful on how we act and on how we move, because shit, if he turning up, you know what that means. It's gonna be more death. It's gonna be more judgment. That means it's gonna be like, all right. That mean that grace period getting shut. That mercy and compassion. We gotta be seeking that mercy and compassion. That's what we need to be seeking, you know, and salvation even more. Because now shit, people about to start getting fucked up, yo. They already been getting fucked up, but shit, he about to turn up, so you know what that means. It's about to be a lot more death.
That's right.
Esau, Edom, he about to turn up. It's about to be a lot more death. About to be a lot more trials and tribulations, a lot more restrictions, a lot more pain and suffering, a lot more trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm. And if you got your head up your ass, you'll be
You go get caught sleeping.
You'll be totally negligent to what's going on, man, and it won't.
You gonna get caught sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's a lot of distractions out there that could put your ass back in La La Land.
Hell yeah.
You know, it's good. We'll wrap up. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, Ba'Hashem, Yahawashi, Hasham, Rakakadash.
All right, we want to. Well, hey, man, you know, brothers, just keep staying diligent, keep paying attention, especially over this next week or so with all this legal battles and shit going on. Yeah. Okay, because some could happen over the next couple weeks. Serious, it'll affect a lot of brothers.
Yeah. I mean,
if these mandates are upheld, there's going to be a lot of brothers that are looking for work.
Like I said, it's already set in stone for certain cities and certain states. It's already set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
Come a couple weeks into January, beginning of February, ain't nothing to talk about. It's just gonna be, it is what it is.
But with that, until next time, shalom. Peace and blessings. See you left.
DTA.
That's right.
Shit, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.